Well, hello friends. Welcome back to the channel. Your friend David Donton here. This is the preview to Orlando City hosting FC Cincinnati this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. at Exploria Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Now, both teams have not seen each other since 2019. Last time they played against each other, it was a 1-1 tie at Cincinnati last second. Special mention about this game is this is the game where Flavio Augusto da Silva, owner of Orlando City, majority owner, flew to the game at FC Cincinnati to basically deliver the bad news to James O'Connor that he was no longer the manager of Orlando City, that his next game at home against Chicago was going to be his last one, a game that ended up horribly 5-2 in favor of Chicago. That was probably one of the worst games I ever seen because the team basically was playing as if they did not care. A fitting closing to the James O'Connor era, that probably one of the worst in Orlando City history. But in 2020, both teams did not see each other. FC Cincinnati, since coming into the league in 2018, they've had probably some of the worst luck out there. Orlando City was bad between 2015 and 2019, but Orlando City went on winning streaks. Orlando City scored goals. Orlando City gave hopes to people, at least until the summer, that it could possibly make playoffs. Reminding you that in 2016, Orlando City missed the playoffs by 1 point. And in 2015, it finished just outside the playoff picture in the 7th place. At that time, only the top 6 teams in each conference moved on to the playoffs. Meanwhile, FC Cincinnati has done everything that you could do wrong about building a roster, from basically getting rid of all their draft picks to firing their manager in the same week that the season started because he was allegedly caught singing along a song that included the N-word. I mean, it's just insanity. The club is completely in shambles right now, and coming from an Orlando City fan that knows what a disaster looks like, we're seeing that in Miami with Nicky Budalik. And I know they just won a game, and probably the fan base is like, this is it, we have arrived. But as an Orlando City fan, I know the tires will come off that car. Watch, wait, save this video. Going back to the game, what needs to happen for Orlando City? Orlando City has tied 2 games in its first 2 games of the season. Obviously, Mauricio Pereira was absent. Offensively, we haven't figured out what we want to do without Daryl Dike. Daryl Dike's story is complicated. Let's just say he's not coming back, and start planning to use that cash that we're going to get for him to move on to bigger and better things. Wish him well. Pato got hurt first game of the season. I don't think this is going to be a reliable source of goals. So let's move along and just see what we can get out of Pato, and at the end of the season, wish him well. We cannot have players that cannot give us at least 17 games a season. We cannot do that. We cannot have that in Orlando. We cannot be a charity case. We cannot be a refuge, a shelter for people to reinvent their careers or restart them. We need to win, and we need to win now. And we had such a strong 2020 that these last 2 ties taste like defeats. There was teams that lost their first game in the season, won their second game, and they're ahead of us right now. That's how important wins are. Ties are meaningless. And against FC Cincinnati, anything other than a win, it's gonna be complete failure. They come from playing at New York City, losing 5-0. A goleada, scandalous. They are in shambles. If they're going to come to our house, we have to defeat them. No ifs or buts. No mercy. You just have to go and smash these dudes. We need to get those 3 points. Period. I'm calling it right now. A defeat against FC Cincinnati. We deserve the trolls. We deserve all the crap that can come our way. We have to win at home. We have to score goals at home. Now, Orlando just came back from a 1-1 thriller where VAR was basically a protagonist. And I have to say, Chris Peso was the VAR. I have to agree, all the decisions correct. Every single one of them. I rarely give praise to referees, to pro referees, anything like that. But my friends, that was a crew that I will feel confident if my team plays again using the same crew, because the decisions were correct. Versus the first game where no cards were pulled, nothing was reviewed, or at least they said they reviewed it, and later on we are like, oh, that was a penalty, that was a foul. Now we see a crew that absolutely did the right thing. Tons of goals were scored, and they were disallowed for very good reasons after we saw the reviews. Nani pulled an incredible goal, but at the same time, we gave such a stupid goal, and that's the thing that drives me nuts about Orlando City. We gift the silliest of goals, and then our goals to come and tie a game have to be world beaters. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. So what do I expect from this Saturday? With Mauricio Pereira back in the lineup, I expect us to be more fluid. We need to attack them with speed, which I don't think they have. And we need to score goals early. First time we faced them, they scored first in Orlando, and then we came back and defeated them in the scandalous game where the goals for Orlando were raining. But then we went to FC Cincinnati later in the season, and they scored first, and because they are defensively so bad, they allowed Benjamin Shaw to tie the game at the death. What do I expect after seeing them finish bottom in the league in 2020? I expect them to be just as bad. Nothing has changed for FC Cincinnati other than some signings that have improved them, but not good enough to win games. New York City, which I don't think is better than Orlando, defeated them in spectacular fashion. You can blame it. They have their little mini pitch at the New York Yankee Stadium. I don't know. Maybe that was a factor. But again, we have to win. We have to score first. We have to win this game. We need the points. We need to start putting a lot of mileage between us and the bottom feeder teams in the season. There's a lot of teams that are going to be having bad seasons. Now, for the fans, the fact is that there's 2 games in the season. This is not how the season is going to be. This is not how the season is going to end. So we are going to see at the end of the month of May, 30 days from now, we're going to see what the picture is going to look like. And Orlando City better be above that famous red line, because we have the talent. I feel that this is probably the best Orlando City team that we've had in MLS, and the expectations are that we're going to get back to the playoffs and contend for silverware this year. With that said, my friends, please be there if you can. If not, tune in. I think it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a battle. And again, Orlando City has to win. No ifs or buts. Thank you for watching. Vamos Orlando. Go City.